Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bite Size PD. My name's Ed Doherty, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite math instructional tools, Equatio. Equatio, similar to equation without the end, is a fantastic tool developed by TextHelp that allows you to bring realistic formulas, Desmos, calculators, graphing into the digital world. Okay, to really align it with your Google products. So whether you're doing a worksheet, some problem solving, some group work, this tool is available for free for you and your students. And I love to demonstrate a little bit of how you use that tool today. Let's check it out. All right, so Equatio here, if you were to go to texthelp.com or if you were to Google Equatio free for teachers, you will get this awesome article from 2017 that says it is now free. You have unlimited handwriting recognition, really great for math and chemistry and formula prediction and dynamic graphing. And all you have to do is head to their website and fill out a little form. They will approve you and give you that free access. The same thing will occur for your students, which is great. Thank you to TextHelp for sharing this awesome tool with all our educators. So the first piece, of course, is to identify that Equatio is a Chrome Web Store extension. If you go to the Chrome Web Store and you were to find Equatio, you can easily add it to Chrome. Unlike add-ons, extensions live up here in the top right-hand corner of your browser and work across multiple platforms. So something like this will work in Google Forms and Google Docs, which is fantastic. And today I'm going to demonstrate this tool in Google Docs. I've already added this item, so I have it live here on my screen. So you can see that icon in the top right-hand corner, right? Equatio, a little blue sort of diamond action. If you were in a Google Doc and you were to click on it, it opens up this awesome toolbar down here in the bottom. So Equatio, right? Just get out of the way here. Equatio, a great tool, has a few different options that you can use. So in this first problem, you can see that Mark has 19 apples. He decides to give a select amount to Helen. After giving some to Helen, Mark has 4 remaining. Write an equation to represent this situation. So if you go down here to the bottom, you can see a few different tools. The first one is our equation editor. What I love about this is that it's just like in the textbooks, just like you would write on the whiteboard, right? Allows you to write out any formula. So let's just say I wanted to write a formula for this. I'll just write something a little more complex than you see on the screen. So maybe 4x divided by 19, and then I want to do plus 17 equals x, right? Let's just say I'm making up an example here, just trying to go a little more in depth. I could do that. Also does great. Let's see here. So 4 thirds can divide by 25. And of course, you can do equals, right? And you do it like that. And anytime you finish calculating that equation, you can simply insert the math. The insert math will go exactly where your cursor is. So if I wanted to bring this down to underneath this problem, I would simply move my cursor and then click insert math. And what it does is it inserts a JPEG, basically an image, right? So I can't really edit this here. You can see it's an image. But of course, if I was to double click on it, and to go to edit the math, I can change this out and say, you know what? I actually meant to say plus 2 equals 5. Okay, and I can insert that math. And you can see it replaces it with the new formula. So it's editable, but not so much as a text editor. You would have to come back into the tool and change it. You do have your text. You can favorite equations, which is great. So if you have a similar equation, E equals mc squared, for example, of course, you can favorite that so you can grab pretty quickly. You also have a graph editor. So if you ask the student to graph out this work, right? How would I know how many apples he has, right? 2x plus 17. You can see I have that there. And I can add another one, 5x minus 3. You can see the color here. And if I wanted to change it, I could click up here and edit the list. And I could see my items here. And I could, of course, change those color lines, as you can see across. I could change whether I want them dotted. Okay. The width, if I wanted to change that, how thick the line is. Okay, I can do the same thing for the red one if I like. So of course I can compare these. And if I graph this properly, of course I can click insert graph, and very similar to my equation, my graph will pop into the screen. And it's a JPEG, right? It's just an image, so I can make it smaller or bigger based on where I want to put it in the screen. One of my favorite pieces of Equatio is handwriting recognition. So if you have iPads or touchscreen Chromebooks, or a child decides that it's easier for them to write on the screen, of course, they can write it out. So 5 divided by 13 plus 7 equals 45. Okay. So pretty cool that my handwriting, which is fabulous, turned into this fantastic equation here. And similar to the other ways, right? The other problems, I would just insert that math in, and there it is. It jumps in. Again, it's a picture image, so I can move these around wherever I like into different areas of the screen. If you prefer to speak it, right? Because you don't have a touchscreen device, very similar to what I'm on now. Like, you know what? It's probably easier to speak my math. I can click on the speech input, and I can, of course, delete this out. So I have a new working space here. I can click on record. 95 times 7 plus 15 equals 32 divided by 19 over 7. Whether it's right or wrong, of course, you can adjust this, right? This becomes a text feature. So I can say, no, it's not exactly what I wanted. Okay, I could do 32 divided by 9. Maybe I meant plus 7. Okay, again, I can change that as much as I want. Click insert math, and my problem will jump into the screen. So again, starting from left to right, you have your equation editor, which is just typing. You have your graph editor, if you had to add in some graphing. You have your handwriting recognition, your speech input. It does talk about Equatio Mobile in case they're on their phone. And last but not least, the last thing I want to talk about is your STEM tools. So as you're working, you do have a periodic table, a scientific calculator, and a molecular viewer. So as a math teacher, I might need to pull up my Desmos calculator and work on it, the scientific problems that I need, right? And my students can easily pop this out. So everything I need to solve problems inside this one editor gives you really strong, well-written equations that I can use. The good part about this is in Google Forms, they can also insert their answers as images. So the Equatio editor will work on a Google form. The tricky part with that, of course, is that as a teacher, you would need to click on the links to see their images, right? They can't, it's not like a multiple choice. You don't get the assessment enhancements where it will grade automatically. But if you do have one question or so on a test that you want to have them be more open-ended, more problem solving, and you want them to add their editor through Equatio, you can certainly do that. You would just click on the different Google links in the spreadsheet of your answers, and it will populate the answers that the student submitted, and you can see whether they completed it right or wrong, which is a fantastic piece. So whether this is open-ended solving, different worksheets that you have, different websites that you want to use, this Equatio editor, again, is an extension, so it works in a lot of different places. Something that my students use daily, okay, especially the calculator function, just be able to have that quickly versus bringing one in and pulling it out of their backpack is certainly something to check out. So when you get a chance, try it out, Equatio, go to techsouth.com, Equatio free for educators, and join that Google form, fill it out, and then get that free access. All right, y'all, enjoy. We'll see you next time on Bite Size PD.